Congratulations on the film. I've got to say, I've really been looking forward to this one because I love Cartoon Saloon's work. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It does feel a little bit different, though, from some of your previous films, perhaps with the exception of The Breadwinner, because your films are normally sort of rooted in Irish mythology, and this one's a bit different in that it starts off in the 1930s in the city and then moves to a fantasy island. So I wondered if you were trying to consciously expand your animated world.
No, not really. No, I guess where I come from as a director and as a storyteller is I just, whatever the story is that takes my imagination and takes my heart, really, early on, that's the one I have to follow. Animation takes a long time. So this one was about 5 years from beginning the script to the final sound mix. And so I need to make sure that I'm captured, 100%. And so the book, Ruth Stiles Gannett's book, My Father's Dragon, really captured my imagination. And so that's what led me. So it wasn't really a conscious decision about moving away from Irish culture or anything like that. It was just more, what do I think I can spend 5 years? What kind of world can I spend 5 years in?
It's a lot of your life.
It is a lot of my life, yeah. But it's well worth it when you get to explore it with a crew, like in Cartoon Saloon, and Foss Studios in France. When you get to explore it with a really great crew, and when you have, the facility that Netflix affords a film, and filmmakers. When we started out with Netflix, they said, okay, we just want you to do your best work and to really, get under the skin of this project. And so that's what I did. And so all of those opportunities together made me feel like, okay, this is worth 5 years of my life.
Lots of animation nowadays seems to go in for well-known voices and celebrity casts. Not something that you've done a great deal of, but actually with this one, you've got some very familiar voices. I mean, Ian McShane, for example, there's no mistaking that voice. You've got Whoopi Goldberg. For the younger audiences, you've got Gaten Matarazzo from Stranger Things, and you've got Jacob Tremblay as well. I wondered why you went down that route this time.
Yeah, when we're writing a script, so we were writing with Meg LaFauve, our screenwriter, and she was kind of saying, okay, well, what kind of voice can you imagine here? Because, it affects the dialogue, how you write the character. And so we totally just say, maybe Ian McShane, you kind of think for a say, well, that kind of thing, or, Whoopi Goldberg, kind of, person for the cat. And then our amazing casting director, Amy Lippens, she just went out and got these people, And so I found myself in recording situations where, I was working with really fantastic cast members. But what's amazing about, people with that ability and talent is that you kind of have to just sit back as a director. They bring absolute truth to their characters. They understand the medium so well, and all of our actors love animation, and so they really wanted to. They just have such big imaginations, and they just really wanted to explore their characters as fully as they could. And so, as a director, you actually have to do a little bit less work when you have amazing actors, like Gaten and Jacob and Whoopi and Ian and Diane Wiest, for goodness sakes. Just incredible actors. So yeah, it makes my job easier when I get actors like that.
Gaten and Jacob Tremblay make a wonderful double act.
They do, yeah. Usually, and for most of our cast, we recorded them separately. So oftentimes for animation, you record each part separately. But with Jacob and Gaten, we got them together in the one space. And the reason for doing that was we just see what what their connection was like. And immediately they started laughing and joking. And there was kind of like a younger brother, older brother kind of like thing going on with them. And so, I just sat back and just listened to them. And I knew then that with performances like that, with animation, it takes like a week to animate about 4 seconds of a performance. And so as a director, you really feel the pressure to kind of make sure that the actors are, really bringing their best. But I knew with Gaten and Jacob, there was just magic between all of their interactions. And so therefore, the animators were going to be so happy with their performance.
Most definitely. I mean, your films, as far as I'm concerned, are always magic anyway. So thank you very much for your time. Lovely to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey You